The Australian National Audit Office tabled 9 performance audit reports in the Parliament of Australia during October, November and December 2017. These audit reports identified key learnings from across a range of areas, including governance and risk management, business processes and decision-making tools, policy design and implementation, managing cost savings and benefits, measuring performance and impact, regulatory reform, record keeping, reporting, quality assurance and continuous improvement, and procurement. This edition of Audit Insights looks specifically at 2 common areas identified in these reports, and which we've identified and reported on frequently in earlier audit reports: policy and program design, and record keeping. To maximise the opportunity for success, policy and program design and implementation should be informed by a strong evidence base and sound analysis. In addition, identifying monitoring and evaluation arrangements early in the design phase, including baseline data and access to reliable sources of data, is necessary to ensure that these arrangements are not influenced by progress with implementation, and intended impact can be measured and evaluated. 3 of the audit reports reviewed for this edition of Audit Insights found examples of both good practice and areas for improvement in entities' use of an evidence base and evaluation processes in policy and program development and review. The audit reports identified the following key learnings with respect to policy and program design, evidence and evaluation. Policy design, advice to government, and program implementation should all be informed by sound analysis and a strong evidence base. In addition to addressing the regulatory requirement for which it was collected, data collected through existing monitoring, regulatory and compliance activities should be fully utilised by entities to better inform the development and ongoing refinement of policy. Effective program evaluation requires complete and robust data. Where new programs are being implemented, entities should identify evaluation strategies and data requirements, including baseline data, early in the process, and monitor implementation of data collection throughout the trial. Entities should develop program guidelines and appropriate and reliable performance indicators at the commencement of a program to provide a sound and transparent basis for grant funding allocations, project selection, and subsequent evaluation. Records contain information that is a valuable resource and important business asset. To support future business activities and decisions, sufficient records should be created and retained that demonstrate the basis on which key decisions are taken to ensure that lessons can be learned from activities. Keeping sufficient evidence of the decision-making processes and business activities is also fundamental to accountability and transparency. Information assets should be effectively managed through a systematic approach that protects and preserves records. 3 of the audit reports reviewed for this edition of Audit Insights found opportunities for improvement in record keeping. The following key learnings were identified. Sufficient records should be created and retained to demonstrate the basis on which key policy design and implementation decisions were taken. Entities should retain adequate documentation and records to support the rationale for decisions made and actions undertaken. Keeping sufficient evidence of the decision-making processes and business activities is fundamental to accountability and transparency. Good records should be created of any negotiation processes, including documentation that clearly identifies each meeting, the participants, the agenda, and outcomes. Information assets should be effectively managed, including by ensuring that anyone not involved in transactions does not hold confidential project-related information. For more information, including details about the reports covered by this edition of Audit Insights, please go to anao.gov.au/insights.